Hey guys, this is Abrar Sayed from Bangalore. I'm currently working as a co-founder for an early stage startup called Credaro. So as part of this startup, I provide IT consultancy to multiple other startups, ventures and enterprises. So the consultancy mostly revolves around software development, product engineering, data modeling, but it's heavily focused on two different domains, that's DevOps and AI, because that is something that is currently interesting me. So that's a quick introduction about me. Now coming to the point of why am I recording this video. So the whole idea about me recording this video is basically because I'm interested in presenting a talk for JSFOO 2019, which is the annual JavaScript conference, but this time it's the Pune edition. So I would be interested in presenting a talk there. Now I wanted to be a little creative this year in terms of the topic. So the talk, the title of the talk is Alert, your Node.js application just crashed. Now I know the name is fancy, but at the heart of it, the talk is basically about the common mistakes we make when we are writing JavaScript code. What are some of the best practices when it comes to logging? What are some of the best practices when it comes to handling errors? And how should you be handling errors? Whether you should be just writing try catch proc all over through your code base, or should it be in a centralized fashion? And what are the other approaches to developing Node.js applications, because it's not easy to write, considering that JavaScript is dynamically typed and it's on the server side. It's obvious that, we would make mistakes. After all, to err is human. Now, coming to this is one of the aspects. The other aspects of the talk would also involve about how you could optimally use the logs that you're logging. And you need to make sure that you are doing it in a mature fashion. So what are the practices to ensure that you're doing it in a mature fashion? Apart from this, it's also about what it takes to build an alerting pipeline in case your application crashes or, there are some bugs in production. So that's the whole general idea about the talk. Now, let me get into a bit more details. Let me break it down to you and tell you what would be the structure of the talk. So the structure of the talk would be basically into two parts. The first part would be the problem scenario. The second part would be the possible solutions and, the optimal approaches that I have come based on my previous experiences of facing these problem scenarios. So let's come into the first part now. So what is this problem scenario? It's nothing but the common mistakes that we make in Node.js application. For example, the general way in which we do development of applications is that we first make sure that everything works. So, the way we do development is such that the possibility of the code to work is optimized. It's maximum. Okay. Now, if this is happening, then it's obvious that we would miss out on some bugs or potential errors that could happen in production. And testing is something that, we all are not pretty good with it. So how do you ensure, these scenarios are handled? What if you actually face an application crash or a production error? So you will have to come across three cases. The first one would be, you would probably want to be alarmed whenever this happens on production. This means you would need an alerting pipeline. The second one would be, you would want to debug this really fast. So one of the most possible ways for you to debug it really fast is if your logs are pretty mature and it's easy for you to analyze on them. The third one would be, how do you debug it? How do you actually make the changes in the code? It should not be a hodgepodge patch, or it should not be a fast solution. There should be a clean way of handling those errors that happen. So how do we go about these? So that's the first part. So the second part is the solutions to these questions. So I'm going to talk about all the aspects of how you overcome the solutions and things like that. I'm also going to talk about, building a scalable, resilient application. What are the changes that could be required in your architecture to, build a system like this? So that's pretty much about the talk. And yeah, so I hope the talk gets selected in the conference, and I hope to see you at the conference. Thank you.